everyone! So today we are here to do Jackson's 1 month update. He'll be 1 month old tomorrow, and I can't even believe it's already been a month, but 1 month almost since this little guy came into the world. So as far as like characteristics and traits and stuff about him, right now he is still brunette. He still has quite a bit of hair, although he's starting to lose it a little bit. You can see like a little bald patch towards the top. His eyes are bluish, but they're darker. So I'm thinking he's gonna have darker eyes. I don't know how tall he is right now. I don't remember what they said at the last appointment, which was his 2-week appointment, but when he was born, he was 8 pounds, 13 ounces. When we left the hospital 2 days later, he was 8 pounds, 5 ounces. A couple days later, when we went for like his couple-day-old checkup, he was 8 pounds, 6.9 ounces. And then when we went for his 2-week checkup, he was 9 pounds, 4.9 ounces. So he gained almost a pound in about a week and a half. So that was awesome. And he was hungry, so here we are. Anyway, so yeah, clearly he's eating well. He's gaining weight that quickly, which is fantastic. I'm super glad that he's gaining weight okay, because Jonathan always had a little bit of a hard time gaining weight. But he seems to be doing great. He feeds on demand, which is what I've done with all of them. So normally he goes about 2 or 3 hours between feeds, but in the evening he's been cluster feeding a lot. And I'll get more into that in a little bit. As far as things that have happened with him, his umbilical cord fell off finally about a week ago, so he's been able to have a couple big boy baths, which has been awesome. He actually seems to enjoy them, which I feel like with Jonathan and Ellie, they did not like them at first. But he's always like kind of weirded out at first, and then a second later he's like, oh, this is warm and amazing. He's had some good baths now that his cord fell off, and everything looks good there. At his appointments, everything looked really good. The biggest thing that we are dealing with, which is probably going to be the biggest part of this 1 month update, is he's a very, very colicky baby. And so it has definitely been tough since he's the 3rd kid, because the only way I can really get him to sleep is the car, for one thing, but we can't drive all the time. I mean, I have to rock him for like an hour. And if you guys have multiple kids, you know that you can't do that. Like, I can't just leave Jonathan and Ellie downstairs for an hour while I try to get him down for a nap. So there has been a lot of tears and a lot of screaming. And I really think that he probably has a dairy intolerance like Jonathan did. I didn't know that Jonathan had a dairy intolerance until after I was done nursing him though. And that explains so much, because Jonathan was a really tough baby, and I think that's because his tummy hurt all the time and I didn't know it. And anyway, he's doing a lot of the same stuff that Jonathan did as a baby. He screams a lot, especially at night, and it's like a 2-hour window at night. Like, it's like the witching hour on steroids, where he'll just scream and scream, and there's really nothing I can do to make him feel better. We do everything to get gas out, I feed him, I do all the things, a warm bath, I mean all the things to try to calm him down, and he's just really mad. And he'll go to sleep, but the second I put him down he wakes right up screaming again. So it's a very long process at night to get him to go to sleep. So what I've been doing is putting the other kids to bed and then putting him to bed, so I can dedicate more of that time to him to do that. And I just feel really bad. But anyway, like I was saying, I think it might be dairy, and because of that I have now gone dairy free, which is a big adjustment for me because we've never been dairy free in my family and I love dairy. So this is day 5, 6, I don't even know anymore, of no dairy. And I don't know if this is just a coincidence, because I know it can take 2 to 4 weeks for dairy to get out of your breast milk. But the past 2 nights have been so much better. 2 nights ago was a little bit better, and last night he went almost a 6-hour stretch. And it only took like 30 minutes to get him down to bed instead of over an hour. So I would take that as a huge win. Whether that's coincidence or not, I don't know. But I'm gonna give it about a month to see if I see significant improvement in him. And if I do, then I will continue to be dairy free. If not, then we'll look into other things. I think he might have reflux as well, so I'm going to be talking to his pediatrician about that, because he's doing kind of like the gaggy thing and making faces like it hurts, and so Jonathan did too. He spits up a lot, he pulls his knees to his belly, and I can just tell his tummy in general doesn't feel good. So that's again why I kind of suspect dairy, just because Jonathan displayed pretty much all the same things. So I will do whatever it takes to get this little guy feeling better and not to be in pain and not to be so miserable, because it's really heartbreaking seeing him so upset and inconsolable. And I mean, it's hard on everybody. It's hard on me, especially because James is gone right now, and I'm sure the other kids probably don't love hearing him scream at night, even though they seem to actually be doing okay with it. I'm really impressed. And I know that he feels awful, so it has been tough. Having a third baby that's very colicky is hard. It's hard. With Jonathan, it was, it was pretty, not easy, it still wasn't easy, but he was the only one, so I could dedicate all of my time and effort into doing whatever I had to do to make him feel better, whether that meant holding him all day or, rocking him forever and ever. And with a third baby, it's just not really possible, and he does not like being worn that much, at least at this point. I've tried him in the Catan a couple times, and he's like, why are you in my space? So maybe it'll grow on him, because that would make my life a little bit easier. But yeah, that's the biggest thing, is we're just trying to learn him and what he needs and what we can do to make him feel better. Hopefully we can get it sorted out in the next couple weeks and he'll be feeling better. But otherwise, he is doing great. Another big thing is that he's sleeping in his crib at night. He was sleeping in a bassinet by our bed, but about 4 nights ago I moved him to his crib, and he's actually been doing really well. And we've been putting him in his crib for naps, for some naps during the day since day one, because I wanted him to be used to it. And so he does pretty well in his crib for the most part. Just getting him down in general is a struggle. It doesn't matter where it is, because he really doesn't fall asleep in like a swing or anything else. So he did it first, like right fresh out of the hospital, but not so much anymore now that he's a lot more alert. But yeah, we're figuring him out. He has started to focus a little bit more, which is pretty cool. Because at first they just kind of like look all around and they don't know what's going on, but he's starting to focus a little bit more, and that's pretty neat. He seems like a little bit of a serious baby. So I think he's going to be a little bit more like Jonathan personality-wise. Obviously, so much can change. He's a little tiny newborn, but he reminds me a lot of Jonathan as a newborn. And I love on Instagram what everybody thinks, or who everybody thinks he looks like, because some people are like, he is Ellie's twin, and other people are like, he is Jonathan's twin. And it's so funny because people are like one way or another. I think he's a pretty good mix. I see characteristics of both of them, but he reminds me a little bit more of Jonathan. I think, I don't really know though, he's kind of his own little person. So it's just really cool though to see what you guys think in regards to who he looks like. But yeah, we're doing pretty good over here. We're hanging tight. We are getting into a routine, and by routine I mean just learning how to live life as a family of 5. He's not on like a routine schedule or anything like that. Well, kind of. I mean, he kind of set his own little schedule, and it's pretty much the same every day for the most part. But yeah, he's doing really well though, and I'm just hoping we can get all this tummy stuff resolved so he can be happier, and everybody will be happier, and everybody will be getting more sleep, and sleep is good. Right, because right now, I know this is like all over the place, but that's literally my brain right now, because my brain's running on not a whole lot of sleep. So yeah, sorry about that if everything's all kind of crazy. But as far as sleep goes, he's actually not too bad once he gets to sleep for the most part. It's just a big fiasco getting him to go to sleep. Throughout the night, he's usually pretty good about going back down. It really depends on the night though. But he was waking up about every 2 hours to eat or need a diaper change or whatever. Like I said, last night he went almost that 6-hour stretch, which was great, and then after that it was every 3 hours-ish. It was every 2 to 3 hours. So it really wasn't bad. I could definitely do some more nights like that. Hopefully that continues. and he'll go a little bit further stretches at night. And obviously I'm not worried about feeding him like a ton throughout the night because he's definitely surpassed his birth weight and all that stuff. So we are clear to let him sleep if he needed to sleep. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it, I think, for his 1 month update. He's doing well, we're all doing well, and we're just so excited to have him a part of our family, and we just love this little squish so much. He looks like a little ghost right now. I can't believe he's actually eating because he hates being covered. When I try to feed him covered normally, he's like trying to pull it off the whole time and screaming because he's like, what is this? So I'm really impressed that he's letting me do this right now. Anyways, guys, I hope you're doing great. I'm going to get a postpartum update for me up before too long, but there's also another video that I'm really excited about. It's some breastfeeding goodies that I'm going to do some reviews on. I'm super pumped about it, no pun intended. You guys know that I'm like a huge advocate for breastfeeding. Sorry, my camera cut out. But I think you guys know that I think it's a wonderful thing. And I get so excited about different breastfeeding products and things like that because, you know, it's such a huge part of your life with a new baby if you choose to breastfeed. And so I love all the things that go with it. So I'm really excited about that video, so keep your eye out for that. But anyways, I hope you guys are doing wonderful, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.